Welcome to JCE Connect. Friends, we started Module 5. In that, we have seen Part A, Remote Sensing, Part B, GIS, and today we are going to see Part C, that is third part, where we see the EDM, electromagnetic distance measurement, and total station. Now, all these are the part of modern surveying equipments or modern surveying instruments. The content what I am having for the today's video. So we are going to see how it has started, how the electromagnetic distance measurement has started, then how total station has incorporated with it. So contents are all along the EDM and total station. So first we are going to see the introduction, then electromagnetic wave, properties of electromagnetic waves, principle of EDM, types of EDM instruments, then total station, types of total station, measuring the angle, advantages and disadvantages of total station, digital leveling, that is digital self and leveling instruments are there. So we see that instrument also. Now, first of all, you should understand the definition of surveying. What is surveying? Surveying is art of determination of relative positions with respect to two or more no known points. Now here, as we say, that it is an art of determination of relative positions. That relative position may be the level, it may be the distance, it may be the angle. So from beginning of surveying, when it starts from chain and tape until what we are receiving the modern trends, the modern trend in determination of different levels, different positions, distances and angles, and now this is possible by the rapid advancement in electronic technology. So now we are going to see these modern advanced equipments. Now there is an sequence. See, it has started from chain and tape. Then we used optical wedges, means theodolite, levels, dumpy level, atto level, tachymeter, and then the third stage is electronic distance measurement. Here what we are having is we are having EDM and we are having total station. The revolutionary changes have taken place in last few years in surveying instruments that are used for the measuring level differences, distances and angles. This has become possible because of introduction of electronics in these measurements. With rapid advancement in the technology and availability of cheaper and innovative electronic components, these instruments have become affordable and easy to use. Now, the whole distance measurement or the sequence of measurements can be easily bifurcated into three sections. One is direct distance measurement, second is optical distance measurement, and third is electronic distance measurement. Now, if you see this first direct distance measurement, this method involves the use of tape and chains, which are generally laid along the straight line joining the 2 points, and then you're supposed to measure the distance. And when you go into optical measurements, that is optical distance measurement, in this method, where measuring the distances by the levels, you can use trigonometrical formulas to determine the distance. We have seen that how to get the d and how to get the h. Then you can use tachymeters, you can use horizontal substance bar method, or you can use telemetric methods. So all these are the optical waged instruments. Now distance can be measured with the help of optical wedge attachments. So that comes under the optical distance measurement. And third is electronic distance measurement, where the distance or the distances are measured by the electronic means, and the instruments are rely on propagation, reflection, and its calculation. When the direct distance measurement cannot be implemented in difficult terrains, to overcome from such difficulties, optical distance measurements was developed. And in that, its disadvantage is its limited range. The optical distance measurements disadvantage is its limited range. The limited range of this optical distance measurement is up to 15 to 150 meters. 15 meters to 150 meters. And the accuracy is 1 in 1000 or 1 in 10,000. Now these are the limitations of optical distance measurement. Now what if range is more, and what if the terrain is too difficult? Above all, we have EDM, that is electronic distance measurement, or you can call it as electromagnetic distance measurement, with an accuracy of 1 in 10 raised to 5, having a distance range of 100 kilometers, where it directly lies on the propagation reflection. So this is what all about the three different sequences: direct distance measurement, optical distance measurement, and electromagnetic or electronic distance measurement. Now we are going to see about the electromagnetic waves. Now see this EDM, that is electronic distance measurement. This method is based on the generation, propagation, reflection, and subsequent reception of electromagnetic waves, where the electromagnetic waves like microwaves, that is radio, visible light, or infrared waves you can use. Sunlight or artificially generated electromagnetic wave consist of different wavelengths. Among all those waves, we go for microwaves, infrared waves, and visible light waves, which are very useful for distance measurement. In EDM instrument, these waves are generated or modulated and then propagated. As I said, that generation, propagation, reflection, and subsequent reception of electromagnetic waves. This is the basic principle of EDM. They are reflected at the point up to which the distance is to be measured from the instrument station and again received by the instrument. So propagation and reflection and reception. And what I have written here, it is the EDM method is based on the generation, propagation, reflection, and subsequent reception of the electromagnetic waves. The distance is measured directly using the characteristics of these waves. The electromagnetic waves require no medium and they can travel even in vacuum. So understanding of characteristics of electromagnetic waves is very important. Now once if you understand the properties or the characteristics of electromagnetic wave, you can easily decide which wave or the which electromagnetic wave is suitable for your work, which instrument you are supposed to use for your particular work. Now here see that electromagnetic wave consists of sinusoidal time varying electric and magnetic fields, and both electric and magnetic fields are perpendicular to each other. Now here you can easily understand no or you can easily bifurcate the three different waves what we are using for the distance measurement: microwave, visible light waves, and infrared waves. You can easily bifurcate and you can understand which wave you are going to select for your particular work. Now if you read this slide, what I have written here is the cycle. When the wave moves through two identical points on its path, it is said to have a complete one cycle. Wavelength, the distance two identical points on a wave, the distance between two identical points on a wave is called as wavelength. Frequency refers to the number of cycles of a wave passing a fixed point per unit time. It is denoted by the Greek letter, that is, you may having a lambda. Most probably we are going to use the lambda for that. Now all through that, see that here now you can easily bifurcate the waves by using the cycle, wavelength and frequency. Now for microwave, see, microwave or the radio waves what we are having, it is having 1 billion cycles per second, and its wavelength is uh, that is 1 to 1 meter. And then its frequency, sorry, I said that frequency we are going to use by hertz, right? So that is frequency is for hertz. You are having a frequency for microwave is 300 gigahertz to 300 megahertz. And then if you go to the visible light waves, you will be having 4 into 10 raised to 14 to 8 into 10 raised to 14 cycles per second. And then you will be having 470 nanometer wavelength to 380 nanometer wavelength, and its frequency is 4 into 10 raised to 14 to 8 into 10 raised to 14 hertz. And for infrared you will be having 0.74 micrometer wavelength to 300 micrometer wavelength. And then the frequency is about 430 terahertz to 300 gigahertz. Now you can easily, if you see the wavelength and frequency, you can easily bifurcate, or you can usually guess that which wave is suitable for your particular work. A principle of EDM, that is electromagnetic measurement, or electronic distance measurement. Now its basic principle is that an EDM uses electromagnetic energy to determine the length of a line. The energy originated at an instrument at one end of a line and is transmitted to the reflector at the other end, from where it is returned to the originating instrument. Now means it is, see, generation, propagation, reflection and subsequent reception, where the nature of reflector is depends on the type of electromagnetic wave, which wave you are using. Based on that you can easily choose the type of reflector. The general principle what I am having here on the slide is, the general principle involves the sending a modulated electromagnetic beam from one transmitter at the master station to a reflector at the remote station, means at the receiving end, and receiving it back at the master station. Means master station means where you will be having your own instrument, means the main instrument. And remote station means where you will be having the reflector. The instrument measures slope distance between the transmitter and receiver by the modulating the continuous carrier waves at different frequencies, and then measuring the phase differences at the master station between the outgoing and incoming signals. This establishes the following relationship for a double distance 2D, or you can call it as 2x. Means, see, once it is going to be from one direction. Now see here, if you are having one instrument, this is your master station from where you are propagating the rays, and here you will be having the prism. Now see, you are going to send the rays to this prism, again you are receiving it back, right? So this distance we called as x. Means, see, this is x or d, you can take it as x or d. So this is 1d plus again returning back 2d. So 2d or 2x you can take. This is the basic principle of EDM. Now here I have shown, see, here you will be having the master station, and here you will be having the remote station or reflector station. And then this distance, see here, this distance we called as what, x or d, right? So two times, once it is going in one direction like this, again it is returning back. So d plus d or x plus x will be 2D. Now the wave is transmitted, and then a returning wave is measured to find the distance traveled. uh, no if you know the velocity and the time, you can easily find the distance. uh, the time taken by the wave to travel the distance 2x means, or 2D, that is once while going and once while coming back. And by knowing the velocity and time taken by that particular wave, we can easily determine the distance. This is what that whole figure shows. Now we are going to see the type of EDM instruments. So as I said that we are going to use three different waves: microwave, infrared waves, and visible light waves. Now based on these instruments, we are having three different instruments. Based on microwave, we are having telorimeter. Based on infrared, we are having distomat. And based on visible light, we are having geodiameter. Now here the microwave instrument, now if we see the history, 1950 in South Africa by Dr. T.L. Wadley uh, invented the microwave instrument and named it as telorimeter. And this telorimeter can be used, no, uh, in a day as well as in the night. And the range of these, or this telorimeter instrument, is up to 100 kilometers. This is the long range instrument. It consists of two unit, major, the master unit and remote unit. Means, no, it will be having the main instrument setup unit and then reflector point. And both can be easily converted. Means the master unit can be converted to the remote unit, and remote unit can be converted to the master unit. As this instrument is having one that special button, you have to press that button, and then both are going to be interchanged. The instrument needs only 12 to 24 no watt batteries. Hence these are very light and highly portable instrument. Now, that is what about the microwave instrument. That is no telorimeter is one of the kind and very long ranged instrument. Now if you go to the infrared wave instrument, see here we are having the no distomat. uh, Amplitude modulated infrared waves are used here. Prism reflectors are used at the end of the line to be measured. These instruments are light and economical, can be mounted on a theodolite. You can use this instrument with the theodolite. Accuracy is up to, no, 10 mm per kilometer, and the range is up to 3 kilometers. Max you can take it up to 5 kilometers. So and these instruments are available in the trade names called distomat DI 1000, distomat DI 55. You will be having in the markets. And if you go to the visible wave instruments, depending on the depends on the propagation of the modulated light waves. No, it is, you can call it as, no, it is a medium ranged instrument, or you can call it as, it is similar to the distomat. The range is same. And as it said that it is depends, it depends on the propagation of modulated light waves. It was first developed in the Sweden and was named as geodiameter. And the range is 3 kilometer in a daytime, and night time it is 2.5 kilometers. Accuracy is, it is very accurate one. Say zero point 0.5 mm to 0.5 mm to 5 mm per kilometer. That is the range, 0.5 to 5 mm per kilometer. This much will be the accurate as this. Now these are the different types of instruments. Again, further I'll be showing you the main character of these instruments. As I said that microwaves, see, these are the long range instruments and having the frequency of 3 to 30 gigahertz. And then you'll be having the no the basic name of the microwave instrument is telorimeter, right? And visible light instrument, see here, it is a medium range instrument with a frequency of 5 into 10 to 14 hertz. And the it is going to be called, or it is available as a geodiameter. And the infrared, it is a short range instrument where the frequency is up to 3 into 10 raised to 14 hertz, and it is well known into the market with the name of Distomat. Now, already we have discussed about the microwave instruments, but some of the facts again I have consolidated here. These instruments make use of microwaves. Telorimeter come under this category. Telorimeter can be used in the day as well as in the night time, and the range of these instrument is up to 100 kilometer. As I said previously, that it is a long range instrument and its range is up to 100 kilometers. Infrared wave instruments. In this equipment, amplitude modulated infrared waves are used. Prism reflectors are used at the end of line to be measured. These instruments are light and economical and can be mounted on the theodolite. With these instruments, accuracy achieved is plus or minus 10 mm, and the range of these instrument is up to 3 kilometers. So these comes under the short range category. Light wave instruments. These instruments rely on propagation of modulated light waves. During night, it ranges up to 2.5 kilometers, while in a day, it ranges up to 3 kilometers. Accuracy of these instruments varies from 0.5 mm to 5 mm per kilometer. And the range is daytime it is going to be 3 kilometer, and night time it is going to be 5 kilometer. But still, you can increase its range as these comes under the medium range waves or medium range instruments. Now we are going to discuss about the errors in EDM, that you are having a personal error, then instrumental error, and natural error. Personal error, see, you can have see that inaccuracy in initial setup of EDM and the reflector over the no preferred station. You may do that mistake during the setup and keeping that reflector on the station, on the remote station. Instrument and reflector measurements going wrong. There may be chances that you may read it in a wrong way or you may keep it in a wrong way. Atmospheric pressure and the temperature determination error. So that what errors, what no we are going to use atmospheric pressure and temperature uh, in the calculation for some of the instruments. So you may do mistake in calculation of atmospheric pressure and temperature, so that may be cost you the things. Instrumental errors. See, there may be problem or errors while calibrating the instrument, or chances of getting maladjusted time to time, generating frequency errors while fixing only if it is having some problem. Uh, so manufacturing defects may be there. uh, error shown by the deflector, that is an issue. So these are the few instrumental errors, that is calibration of error, chances of getting maladjusted time to time, generating the frequent errors, and errors shown by the reflectors. And then next you will be having the natural errors. Atmospheric variation in temperature and pressure, temperature, pressure, and humidity. So this is very important one, as microwave distance or EDMs are susceptible to these variations. So it is very important to make sure that there will not be a sudden change in temperature, pressure, and humidity. There may be chances of multiple refraction of signals. So these are the two errors that we can term them as a natural errors. Now we see the total station. Now we are going to learn how this total station is going to play a role in measuring the distances or in surveying. As I said that, uh, see, if you take the no direct distance measurement, where you will be having the chain, tape, arrows, ranging rods, all these equipments you are supposed to use. And you are supposed to use the cross staff, you are supposed to use the prism prismatic compass, you are supposed to use the plane table. All these instruments we are supposed to use to do the different measurements. And then the next stage came where you're using the optical wedges, means you'll be using the leveling equipments, you'll be using the dumpy level, atto level, then you'll be using the theodolite, you'll be using the tachometer. all these optical wages you were using, and then you're determining the distances and the angles. Now that apart from that, all about these, see, we see while handling these equipments you required so many accessories. To reduce these accessories and to reduce the duration of operation, a new thing which came to the market, a modified version of a total station, that we called as what, a modified version, sorry, a modified version of a theodolite, that we called as what, total station. No, you started from chain and tape, then theodolite levels, then the modified version of that is total station. A total station you can call it as TS, no, in general term we call it as TS. A total station or a total station theodolite, TST, is an electronic optical measurement, used for the surveying. It is an electronic theodolite integrated with the electronic distance measurement. It is a theodolite, electronic theodolite, which is fixed with a EDM accessory. It can be measure a vertical angle, horizontal angle, and the horizontal distances, heights, also the sloping distances. It is having no onboard computer to collect the data and to perform the calculation. Now these instruments can be no used in measuring the horizontal distances, vertical angles, horizontal angles, sloping distances, and can be considered as the combined EDM plus electronic theodolite. The microprocessor total station, the microprocessor in total station can perform various mathematical operations such as averaging multiple angle and distances, horizontal and vertical distances, determination of coordinates x, y, z, distance between the observed points, and corrections for the atmospheric and instrumental corrections. Now this figure shows you the operation of total station. Now see, one side you will be having a master station, and another side you will be having a remote station, no staff station you can call. Now from instrument station, now you have to propagate a wave, you have to send a wave to the reflector, and again you are supposed to receive it back. And this is the same basic principle that what EDM works on. That, as I said, that it is electronic theodolite integrated with electronic distance measurement. So these are the few pictures of total station and reflector. Then this is one more kind of a total station. This is the that the view, nearest view of total station. Then we are going to discuss about the advantages of total station. Now what are the advantages of total station? That one can easily understand. The thing is that, say, it is more accurate. It can be measured up to the accuracy of 0.5 seconds, 5 milliseconds. Distance up to 1.5 kilometers is possible, and the accuracy is of 1.5 mm per kilometer. And it can also measure along with the distance, angles, sloping distances, heights. Along with that, it also measures the coordinates x, y, z, easting, northing, and elevations. These are very advantages in the field, and some of the advantages I have shown here, listed here. Area of the field can be computed, uh, automation of old maps, graphical view of plots and land for quick visualization, local language support, full GIS creation using map info software. The instruments can be easily set on tripod using lesser plumbers. So these are the few advantages of total station. Disadvantages of total station: see, no for on overall check of survey, it will be necessary to return to the office and prepare the drawing using the appropriate software. Means cross verification, the work is very important and that has to be done into the office. The instrument is costly and it requires skilled labors. Measuring the angles, see, most total station instruments measure the angle by means of electro optical scanning of extremely precise digital barcodes etched on the rotating glass cylinder on the disc within the instrument. For measuring angles, optic no that optoelectronic optoelectronically, the absolute circle scanning system used to read the coded graduations on the glass circle. So it is inert part which is fixed with the total station. The circle contains only one coded graduations track which contains all the informations. The code is read by the linear CCD, that is charge coupled device array, and an analog to digital converter and display with the maximum accuracy. Now this is how the measuring of angle is going to be take place into the total station. And the last part of this total station is types of total stations. We are having manual total station, then semi-automated total station and automatic total station. Manual to total station. Now here, uh, in this type of total station, it is necessary to read the horizontal and vertical angle manually. Only slope distance could be read electronically. As I said that it was necessary to read the horizontal and vertical angles manually. We don't have option in the this manual total station to read it automatically. You are supposed to read it manually, and the single value that may be the read digitally was the slope only. Semi-automatic total station. Now user needed to manually read the horizontal circle for all these instruments in semi-automated instrument, but the vertical ring reading have been displayed. Vertical ring reading have been displayed. The slope distance were measured electronically, and also instruments could generally be used to reduce the value to vertical and horizontal. As I have listed here in the slide, few of the points I have mentioned. For these instruments, the user had to manually read the horizontal circle. As I said previously, the vertical circle reading are shown digitally. The slope distance with the horizontal and vertical components are displayed digitally. And then next one is automatic total station. Here few of the points I have listed. This type is the most common total station used nowadays. They sense both horizontal and vertical angle electronically. The coordinate information obtained can either be stored in the total station memory card, no, as a robotic or a, no, that is motorized total station allow the operator to control the instrument from a distance via remote sensing or via remote. This eliminate the need for an assistant staff member, as the operator holds the reflector on the other hand and controls the total station from the observed point. Now this can be done with this total station, automatic total station. You can work with a remote control. Now digital levels, see, digital levels or digital electronic level is also a set level on the, you can set this level on the tripod and read a barcoded stuff using the electronic laser method. This works on the electronic laser method. Recently electronic digital levels have evolved as a result of development in the electronic and digital image processing. Digital levels use electronic image processing to evaluate the spatial barcoded staff reading. This barcoded pattern is converted into the elevation and distance values using digital image and matching procedure within the instrument. A few of the capabilities of digital levels: measuring elevation, measuring height, measuring the height differences with multiple instrument position, leveling, setting out with a horizontal distance, leveling of ceilings can be done with this digital levels. And few more things that they are not popular instead, atto levels, because no because atto levels we are going to use more extensively. The Trimble digital levels determine the accurate height information up to 60% faster than the automatic level. Eliminated eliminates error and reduce rework within the digital readings. Transfer data to the office easily. Measure to the field of just 30 centimeter. This depends. That last point what I have said is, that depends means least measurement it can be done up to 30 centimeter. That what this digital level will do. This is what all from my side. I am Professor Bahasab Jamadar, and if you are having any doubt about EDM total station, you can call me at any time. And this is what all about the module 5. This is the end of module 5, where we have seen remote sensing, GIS, EDM, and total station. With all this, I complete this module 5. Thank you very much.